If you want more energy, you may not need more rest. You may actually need to upregulate your nervous system. Let's dive into this. You may be in a position where you're in a low energy state all the time. You may even associate with things like depression. You may be feeling like your nervous system gravitates toward being in a shutdown or like a frozen state. Like you feel stuck often. You're bracing, you're tense, you're stagnant. More rest isn't really going to help in this case because it's like a river that has lost its flow.
So it's really a bad situation to be in because you always have the feeling you need to lay down, you need to give your body some rest. And then you apply those things and you feel it's even get worse, you even get more tired. Because of this stagnation, you have to know that the body needs energy to regenerate. And if there is no energy, there is no regeneration process happening. And many people are stuck in this, and me personally also, just in different perspectives, where my nervous system was trained to shut down, to feel tired, because I was told to not speak out loud, to sit still, and all that stuff. And this was really hardwired in my system. And every time a nervous system was detecting a similar situation, then I felt tired, shutting down, especially around my family members and all that stuff, or perceived authorities. It was really the strong condition to feel tired and, oh, I need to lay down and rest. And for this, we just need a different gateway to get the body and the nervous system back into its natural balance.
Mm.
And for this, breathing can be really a good angle to support the system with these regeneration processes.
I can really relate with what you shared, and I experienced it also on the other side of whenever I would start to move toward my goals, a lot of fear came up around basically my childhood when I didn't feel like I was enough. It was like a program that was in my nervous system of like, well, I need to push and push and push and be the best so that then I can gain love and approval. And that was the pattern. And so I'd push and push and push myself and exhaust myself in the process because I was seeking that external validation and it was burning out my nervous system. And then because I was so burnt out from pushing and pushing and pushing and not actually like energizing my system, because it was like trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. So it was like maximum performance from like minimum fuel.
Yeah.
And then the mind state is like continuing to go like, you're not enough, you're not enough, you're not enough. I wasn't even aware of this underneath the surface. And it took a long time and a lot of breakdown experiences to start to see it. A lot of the time when we're talking about nervous system regulation, often what's spoken about is the down regulation for like higher states. What we're talking about here is like when your nervous system is stuck in that down state. We'll start with the question of what would it be like if energy was flowing through your body? When we can start to upregulate the nervous system and get more energy flowing, we start to create a new pathway, I find. And this takes some practice because if you're gravitating toward that more shut down, freeze state, then, because nerves that fire together wire together, that's a useful saying that I find. Like the more you repeat an action, then the more your brain can access the pathways to support that action. And,
Yeah.
and that wires your nervous system in a particular way. So we're rewiring the nervous system to start to be able to actually generate more energy. So think about that. When that happens, then the body can start to clean itself, can heal itself because it's got the energy to do it. We start to get clearer focus, so that fogginess that often comes with that lethargy, we have more energy. So it's like a cleaner, clearer form of energy moving through us. And also like things like our libido and all of that sort of stuff can be an indication that it's like, whoa, okay, I'm alive, you know? My body's ready to do natural things, which is like create, essentially. We use the breathing and movement because the breath is it's like the gateway between our mind and our body that gives us access to every function of our body. If we can master our breathing, then we can master really ourselves. And a lot of people don't understand how to do it. So let's start to look at, well, how we can start to utilize our breathing to upregulate the nervous system. Just notice your breath to start. Just notice where it's at. However it feels is however it feels. It's common that we can then get triggered as in we notice the breath of how restricted we are. And that's okay. Notice that. We're not trying to force it to change. So as you notice your breathing, start to breathe in a little bit deeper than what you normally would. Just notice how that feels. Just to take in a little bit more life force. It might feel a bit uncomfortable to start. It might feel weird. It might feel foreign. Again, that's okay. Just think, we're going to continue to feel things. What's important is we stay focused on the task that will deliver the outcome that we're looking for, which is upregulating, more energy. So we want to take in more life force through that process. And our feelings are going to happen. So we just observe them, let them be there. This can bring up emotional processing. It may need to happen. Just be present with it and keep coming back to your breathing. Now we'll upregulate a little bit more. We're going to breathe in, and then as we breathe out, just purse your lips and push it out by squeezing your diaphragm and your abdomen. So it's like pushing that air out. So let's just do that together. And you can adjust the frequency. As you become more comfortable with this over time, you can start to breathe more and more. But just adjust it to where you need it, because we're gradually building your capacity to take in life force. So just meet your body where it's at. Like if you were to go to the gym, you wouldn't just go to the biggest weight in the stack and expect to lift it straight away. It's the same with your breath. This is strength training with your breathing. So just continue to breathe, up regulating your breath. Speed it up and slow it down like we're riding a wave. And then we'll start to tap the body. This is going to help mobilize energy even more. And you may notice areas that feel a bit more stuck. And with those areas, we'll spend a bit more time. So just patching through the body as you get that breathing going. And you'll see why we call this gorilla breathing in a second. So we're mobilizing that breath now. Let's pause for a moment. Just let your breath settle, and we're going to do one more round. And just notice your body now. You may notice a lot is moving through your system. This may be more energy than what you have had moving through you in a long time. And so we just want to notice what our capacity to take on that energy is. It's kind of like The body's like a capacitor, and if we pour all this voltage through, we can short circuit the system. So we want to develop it in a sustainable way. And how can I build my energy sustainably? So we need to find your right capacity today and then keep building that over time, just like you would in the gym, strengthening your muscles. So let's do another round. We'll get the breath moving. And then we'll start patting the body like a gorilla. Patting around wherever feels a bit stuck. Your neck, your shoulders, even your jaw. Now just let your breath settle. Now continue this. Morning, afternoon, evening. You will start to retrain those pathways in your nervous system to start to move into a more up state. Really, really helpful to shift out of that low state, that shutdown state. And then do some reflection on, well, what were the circumstances that allowed you to be in that state in the first place? And this is where a lot of healing can take place. So we combine what we're doing with our breathing, and then also there is a contemplative part to it, a self-awareness part to it as well. So we come back to that original statement that we started with. If you want more energy, you may not need more rest. You likely need to upregulate your nervous system. And so today you've learned a really powerful and simple practice that you can continue to do to upregulate your nervous system.